Everyone's heard of Six Sigma, but ask what it really is, and most people freeze or give buzzwords. After training over 1 million professionals across 193 countries and executing hundreds of live projects saving billions for clients, I have seen why that confusion stops people from ever benefiting from it. And once you truly understand Six Sigma, something interesting happens. You start to notice how companies like Amazon deliver millions of packages with almost no mistakes, or how General Electric saved billions not by working harder but by fixing how their processes actually work. That's what Six Sigma is really about. In this video, we are unpacking Six Sigma clearly and practically. What it actually is, how it works, and why it's so powerful. You will learn the core framework, DMAIC and DMADV, understand the belt roles that lead Six Sigma projects, and see how companies from Motorola to FedEx use Six Sigma to achieve near perfect performance. Stick with me till the end, and I will test your understanding with a quick quiz, then show you how you can start learning Six Sigma the right way. So, if you're ready to understand the toolkit behind 99.99966% quality, let's address the first question. How did Six Sigma begin, and what does Six Sigma even mean? Let's begin. Our Six Sigma journey starts in the 1980s at a company called Motorola. Picture the scene: products coming off the line with too many defects or mistakes. An engineer named Bill Smith had a bold idea to use data and statistics to crush those defects. In 1986, Motorola officially introduced Six Sigma as a program to improve manufacturing quality. Why the name Six Sigma? In statistics, sigma measures how much something varies. Six Sigma quality means a process is so tight that you get no more than about 3.4 defects per million chances. In plain terms, almost perfect. Motorola's new approach worked so well that by the 1990s, they reportedly saved over $16 billion through Six Sigma improvements. Motorola's success caught on. In 1995, Jack Welch, CEO of General Electric, made Six Sigma the center of GE's business strategy. He insisted everyone get training and start applying it. Their results exploded. Within 5 years, GE saved around $12 billion by finding efficiencies and fixing problems. Six Sigma helped GE make better products and services faster and cheaper, which delighted customers. By the late 1990s, about two-thirds of Fortune 500 companies had begun Six Sigma initiatives of their own. From manufacturing giants to banks and hospitals, everyone wanted near zero defects and data driven improvement. So, Six Sigma was born at Motorola and championed by GE. But what exactly is it beyond the fancy stats? So, what is Six Sigma in simple terms? It's a mindset and tool set for continuous improvement. The core idea is to make processes, the way we do things, so reliable that mistakes become extremely rare. Remember that Six Sigma means 3.4 defects per million opportunities. Imagine making 1 million deliveries and only 3 or 4 having an issue. That's the level of performance Six Sigma aims for. In other words, it's about achieving 99.99966% success, or as close to zero mistakes as realistically possible. How do we achieve such high quality? Six Sigma uses data, measurement, and a structured approach to problem solving. Think of it as a step by step recipe for fixing broken processes or designing better ones. Instead of guessing why something went wrong, Six Sigma has you measure it, analyze it, and find the real reasons using facts. It's a bit like being a detective for defects. Companies often pair Six Sigma with Lean, which cuts waste, to get the best of both worlds: no waste and no defects. But at its heart, Six Sigma is about focus on quality. If you can measure how your process is doing, you can improve it. You might be thinking, isn't this just for engineers or factories? Surprise! Six Sigma works everywhere. From improving how fast Amazon can ship a package to reducing errors in hospitals, it's a universal framework. In fact, Amazon handles about 2,000 orders every minute and can't afford slip ups. They use Six Sigma tools to keep operations smooth and customer satisfaction high. Six Sigma turns improvement into a repeatable science, not a one time art. But what are the actual steps in the science? For that, Six Sigma has two main roadmaps: DMAIC and DMADV. First, let's tackle DMAIC, also known as DMAC, the formula for fixing an existing process. Meet DMAIC, the workhorse method of Six Sigma for improving what's already there. DMAIC stands for Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, Control. It's a five-phase cycle that acts like a roadmap from a problem to a solution. Let's break it down in plain English. Define. Pinpoint the problem and what goal you are aiming for. For example, a pizza delivery service might define the problem as deliveries arriving late too often. Measure. Collect data on the current process. How often are deliveries late? How long they take on an average? You gather numbers so you know where you stand. Analyze. Now, dig into that data to find out why things are off track. Maybe you discover the delivery delays mostly happen in a certain neighborhood or at a certain time. You look for root causes, the true reasons behind the problem. Improve. Time to fix it. Come up with solutions for the causes you found. The pizza service might test a new route planning software or hire an extra driver during rush hour. Implement the changes that seem best and see if they make things faster. Control. This is like holding the gains. You put systems in place to make sure the improvements stick. Maybe you set up a dashboard to monitor delivery times daily or a checklist for drivers. Control phase ensures the problem doesn't creep back in. Companies big and small use DMAC to tackle issues systematically. FedEx, for example, applied DMAC to their package pickup process. They defined the delay issue, measured current pickup times, analyzed the data to find bottlenecks, improved the process, perhaps by optimizing routes or scheduling, and put controls in place to keep pickups on schedule. The result? More on time pickups, happier customers, and savings in cost. By following DMAC's structured steps, FedEx significantly improved consistency and efficiency. DMAC is like renovating a house. You fix what's broken in the existing structure. But what if we need to build something entirely new? Sometimes improving what exists isn't enough. You might be creating a brand new product or process. Enter DMADV, another Six Sigma method, standing for Define, Measure, Analyze, Design, Verify. Think of DMADV as the blueprint for building something new with quality built in from day one. While DMAC is like renovating an old house, DMADV is like designing a brand new house tailored to your needs. Here's how DMADV works in simple steps. Define. Just like DMAC, you start by defining the goals and customer needs for the new process or product. For instance, imagine Samsung wants to design a new smartphone. They would define what this phone should achieve, say high battery life, durable screen, etc., and what customers expect. Measure. Next, figure out the specifications and requirements. This means measure or identify what features or performance levels customers want. Our smartphone example would measure things like desired battery hours, screen size, cost targets, basically quantifying the customer's voice. Analyze. Now you brainstorm and evaluate different design options. Maybe analyze various battery technologies or screen materials to meet the goals. You use data and creative thinking to compare choices and pick the best approach. Design. Time to design the detailed solution. Samsung's team would actually engineer the phone with the chosen features, creating prototypes. The design phase is building the solution that meets the specs identified earlier. Lastly, verify. Finally, test whether the design works as intended. Does the new phone meet the battery life and durability goals in real world tests? Verification is making sure your new process or product actually delivers on its promise before full launch. In short, DMADV is proactive. It prevents defects by designing things right rather than fixing them later. For example, if Amazon were launching a completely new delivery drone service, they would use DMADV, define what customers need, fast and safe delivery, measure the technical requirements, analyze different drone designs, design the best one, and verify it with pilot tests. The goal is to get it nearly perfect on the first try. So, DMAIC and DMADV are like two siblings. One fixes, one creates. Together, they cover any situation, which is why Six Sigma is so versatile. But who exactly carries out these improvement projects? Just like martial arts has white belts, black belts, and masters, Six Sigma has its own belt hierarchy to rank expertise. Don't worry, there is no actual karate involved. It's all about skill in problem solving. Here's the lineup. White belt. This is the starter. White belts have a basic understanding of Six Sigma. They might know the lingo and can help with small tasks, but they typically don't lead projects. Think of it as someone who's learned the rules of a game but hasn't played much yet. Yellow belt. A step up. Yellow belts have more training and can actively participate on Six Sigma project teams. They know how to use some of the tools and can tackle smaller scale improvements. They are like the helpful team players who support the bigger projects. Green belt. Now we are getting serious. Green belts usually lead their own projects, often part time while doing their regular job, or they assist black belts on larger projects. They have solid training in DMAC and can solve moderate problems. Think of green belts as the project leaders in their departments, the go to folks for improvement ideas. Black belt. These are the experts. Black belts typically work on process improvement full time and lead significant projects. They have deep knowledge of Six Sigma techniques and, yes, lots of statistical tools. Black belts mentor green belts and tackle the toughest problems. They are like the star players or team captains who dedicate all their time to winning the quality game. Master Black Belt, the coaches and strategists. Master Black Belts are the highest level experts who train and advise Black Belts and Green Belts. They often develop the strategy for Six Sigma in the organization and ensure projects are aligned with big picture goals. If Six Sigma were an orchestra, Master Black Belts are the conductors making sure everyone plays in harmony. Champion. This one's not a colored belt, but it's worth mentioning. A champion is usually a senior executive who sponsors Six Sigma initiatives and helps remove roadblocks. They ensure that Six Sigma projects get the support and resources they need. In our orchestra analogy, champions are like the venue organizers, funding and promoting the show. This belt system, inspired by martial arts, was formalized in the late 1980s and helps standardize who is qualified to do what. It creates a common language in companies. For example, when GE rolled out Six Sigma, they trained hundreds of green belts and black belts to lead the charge. FedEx in the early 2000s did something similar, training employees from top to bottom and deploying teams of black belts to improve processes across the company. The result? A workforce that all speaks the Six Sigma language of improvement. Now that we know the cast of characters, let's see Six Sigma in action with real companies and real results. Time for some success stories. How has Six Sigma actually made a difference in the real world? Let's look at a few famous examples that show the practical impact. Motorola, originator. Motorola not only invented Six Sigma but also reaped huge rewards from it. By rigorously cutting defects in their manufacturing, they documented over $16 billion in savings at one point. Six Sigma helped Motorola produce higher quality electronics at lower cost, which in the competitive tech industry was a big win. No wonder they earned prestigious quality awards and sparked a global quality revolution. Number 2, General Electric. When GE adopted Six Sigma, they went all in. CEO Jack Welch demanded results, and he got them. In the first 5 years, GE saved around $12 billion and saw a surge in efficiency. They improved everything from appliance manufacturing to processing insurance claims at GE Capital. For customers, this meant better products with fewer defects. And for GE, it meant huge cost savings and a reputation for reliability. FedEx, known for when it absolutely, positively has to be there overnight. FedEx made Six Sigma part of its DNA to keep that promise. In the 2000s, FedEx trained teams in Six Sigma and tackled key processes like package pickup and delivery routing. By using data to streamline pickups, as we mentioned in DMAC, they significantly improved on time performance and cut down wasted time. This translated into millions of dollars saved in operations and higher customer satisfaction. Your package arrived when expected. FedEx shows Six Sigma isn't just about manufacturing quality, it's about service quality too. 4. Amazon. As the world's largest online retailer, Amazon handles mind boggling volumes. To keep customers happy, Amazon uses Six Sigma principles to make sure processes are smooth. They launched an initiative called Operational Excellence, which mirrors Six Sigma, continuously improving customer experience and efficiency. With about 2000 orders per minute flying in, Amazon relies on data at every step to reduce errors. They measure everything. If a warehouse process is slow, they analyze why and fix it. Thanks to this mindset, Amazon can achieve feats like same day delivery while rarely messing up an order. For shoppers, it means getting the right product at the right time, almost every time. Others. Countless other organizations have Six Sigma triumphs. Hospitals have used it to reduce patient wait times and errors in medication. Banks applied it to speed up loan processing. Even small businesses can use Six Sigma tools to improve quality and cut costs. The common thread is data-driven approach that makes processes better and customers happier. These real-world cases show that Six Sigma is more than theory. It's a practical playbook for success. But you might be wondering, is Six Sigma only for big corporations? The good news, the principles scale down too. Any team or process can benefit from clear steps, data, and a focus on improvement. So, what's the big takeaway from all these examples? It's that Six Sigma works across industries and around the world when done right. So, we have traveled from the birth of Six Sigma at Motorola to its use in global giants like Amazon and FedEx. Now, why does all this matter? The payoff of Six Sigma is quality and efficiency at a level that changes the game. In a world where customers expect things faster and better, Six Sigma provides a structured way to meet those expectations. It's a reminder that no process is too good to improve. Even if you are at 99% success, Six Sigma asks, why not 99.999%? Because that last mile of quality can be the difference between ordinary and exceptional. Six Sigma matters not just because it saves money or boosts quality in the short term, but because it creates a culture of continuous improvement. It teaches people to always look for facts, to ask why 5 times if needed, and to never settle for good enough. Companies embracing Six Sigma often find that employees start spotting opportunities for improvement everywhere. It's contagious in a good way. A mindset of let's make this better becomes a part of the company DNA. In the long run, that means more innovation, happier customers, and teams that are always learning. Now, let's check how much you have learned with a quick quiz. What do the 5 letters in DMAIC stand for in the Six Sigma process? Think about each step we discussed. They stand for define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Question 2. In which situation would you use DMADV instead of DMAIC? Option A, when improving a broken process. B, when creating a brand new process or product. C, when fixing a machine. Take a second. The correct answer is option B, when creating a brand new process or product. DMADV is about building things right from the start. Question 3. What level of defects does Six Sigma aim for? Option A, 6%. Option B, 3.4 per thousand. Option C, 3.4 per million. What do you think? It's option C, 3.4 defects per million opportunities. That's what makes it so powerful. Six Sigma aims for near perfection. If you remembered that, congratulations, you are already on your way to Six Sigma mastery. And if not, no worries, you got the foundation and you can always rewind and review. Now, if you have made it this far, you already understand the power of Six Sigma. But watching this video is just the start. If you are serious about standing out, leveling up, and making real moves in your career, I invite you to enroll in my Six Sigma trainings. White belt, yellow belt, green belt, or even black belt. Whether you are just getting started or ready to lead big projects, I've got a program built for you. But here's what sets this apart. I won't just train you and send you off with a certificate. I will be your personal Six Sigma coach, someone focused on one thing, enhancing your career and increasing your paycheck. That's not just a benefit, it's the mantra behind everything I teach. So, if you are ready to stop guessing, start improving, and get noticed at work, check the link below. Let's take your skills and your future to Six Sigma levels.